Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm back with another favourites video, and these are my summer favourites for 2018. I've just got a few items and I'm going to get straight into it. I actually have a couple of fails. There was one that I failed to mention last time, and it's because I forgot to bring it to where I was doing the video. It was downstairs, I was upstairs, and I had like a 10-15 minute slot to record the video, so I didn't include it. So I thought I would include it now, and it is this like silicone sponge. I bought it from a company called Eco Egg because I got another product from them which I will share with you in a moment, and I'm trying to find ways of being more kind of thoughtful on the environment while saving some money, and I thought this would be a good idea. Apparently it lasts forever, or as good as, it would last a very long time, and it's not a sponge that you're going to be throwing out every few weeks. So I thought that was a really good idea of saving money and being better on the environment. Problem is, it's such a pain to use. Like, it's not flexible like a sponge would be. It's really hard to clean with it. You're meant to put like soap on the inside there, which is kind of a clever idea. I just find it really hard to do. Like, how do you clean dishes? Sorry, not dishes, forks, knives, like your cutlery with it. I find it really hard to do. I'd have to say, although this is like a really hard scraper. It's got like a flexible scraper there. This is a really hard scraper. That actually is really useful and is very good, and I do use that pretty much on a daily basis. But I didn't buy it for the scraper. I bought it for, sorry, I'm really bright. The sun is in and out. I have kind of drawn one side of the curtains because my eyes were like squinting too much, so I apologise if the lighting keeps changing. Yeah, I didn't buy it for this. I have scrapers that I can use, although I do use this because it sits by my dishes. So I'm really sad to say that it's a bit of a fail. I don't use it for cleaning the dishes other than scraping like your pots and pans. So a bit sad about that because I was really hoping that it would work. I have since bought another silicone sponge. I don't really know what you want to call it. Again, I don't really use it because I find it quite difficult. I'm now using like a brush for cleaning my dishes. My next fail are some ramekin dishes. I think I've mentioned this in videos before. I use the GU dessert dishes for making up like jellies, and there's a little Slimming World recipe that I use to make those up, and we've got loads of them, and they stack really well, and they're just the right size for a portion. So for some reason my husband Keith thought we needed more. I don't know why, but anyway, I saw some GU desserts on offer, and I thought, well, if he needs more, and why not treat ourselves to another dessert that we've not tried before, because I think they were kind of new limited edition ones. So I bought them, and the shape has changed. So I've got two here. I've gone a bit dark again. It's a bit better. So this is the dish, and I should have brought the original with me. Basically, if you can see, the sides are kind of slanted downwards rather than being straight. The original ones were straight, and they stacked really well. I've got a second one here. There used to be like a little lip on the base of them, so they would sit in, and like I've got some in the fridge now and they sit really well in the fridge. That just doesn't stack. So the desserts were good, the dishes are no good. They're just going to go, because what use is a ramekin for me when I need it to stack in the fridge when they don't stack? I mean, they're nice dishes anyway, and if you don't need them to stack, then that's fine, but it was a little fail for us. So I'll get into my favourites. I'll start with the cleaning product that I've kind of already mentioned, and that is the Eco Egg. So the company is Eco Egg, and I bought an Eco Egg from them. And basically this is to replace my laundry detergent. There are like little pearls in here. I don't know if I can open this. I think I can. Let's see if I can open it. I can open it without dropping them all out. In there some like little pearls, and I think it's that like there's black ones and white ones, and I think it's kind of those kind of banging together it recreates the detergent. I'm not 100% sure how it works. This needs a nice clean out. Might do that later. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I'd have to read it up. But I will link everything down below, and I will link the EcoEgg website down below so you'll be able to read up on exactly what it is. But it works. It's been fantastic. I think I might have spent about £25 on this EcoEgg. I think I got it on offer. I'd have to try and find my information, but I definitely got it on offer, so I got it cheaper than the price on the website. And it's meant to last around 3 years or so many washes. It might last less than 3 years for us because we are washing our clothes on a daily basis, or doing a lot on a daily basis, and sometimes more. So it might last less than 3 years. But so far it has been really good. It hasn't got every single stain out because neither would laundry detergent. You'd have to add stain remover. But there's been things that I've put into the wash and I'm like, oh, I really should add a stain remover to that, but I haven't, and it's worked, it's come out. So it's obviously cleaning, and it does get kind of suds as long as the load isn't too full. This has worked really well. I'm really glad I got it. I feel good that I'm kind of helping towards the environment, but also saving us some money. My next item is this bottle. It was from Tesco's, and I think I got it on offer for maybe around £2 or £3. And it's basically, it's like a Hydrate Mate bottle, but it's not like an original one. And on the side it has that sun's come out again. I shut the curtains now. I hate shutting the curtains when it's sunny because I just don't want to kind of shut out that sunlight, but it's really hard to see, particularly in this room, and when you're recording and getting shadows across you, it's not very good. Anyway, the bottle, if you can see on the side, it's got the time. So I think that one says 8 o'clock and that one says 1 o'clock. So as you go down, it tells you where you should be up to. And by the time you get down to the bottom, that's about midday, and then you refill it, and each hour that's how much you should drink until you get to the bottom. That's 4 PM, and then at the bottom obviously will be 5 PM. This isn't quite the recommended amount. It's 750 mils, so you should probably drink more than that, possibly a third bottle. But I've got out of the habit of using it, but when I was using it over the summer, it was really encouraging me to drink my water and to remind me that, oh, it's 10 o'clock, I should be down to here by now. So if I wasn't, it would encourage me to drink my water. And so it was really good. And sometimes I would drink a third or fourth one because it was really hot and I knew I needed to be drinking more water. So this has been really good to have. I need to get back into the habit of it because I have got out of the habit in the last week or two. My next item is this storage box for the kitchen. This one is for our gravy. Still got the label on the side. These I got from Wilkinson's, and actually I was meant to pick up another one today. I've had them for a long time. I don't even know if they do them anymore, but hopefully they do because I need one more. I had them in our cupboard in the kitchen, but we have now got a pantry in our kitchen. I do plan on doing a tour of that at some point, but I'm still working on organising it, and getting one of these was going to help towards that. So hopefully I will remember next time I'm in town. But they're so easy to use. Now in the pantry we're kind of organising our shelves, and you know, if you've got all of this on a shelf, it's really hard to get to. You can't get to the things at the back and everything can get disorganised. So what I've done is I've got these kind of storage boxes, and they're divided into different types of items. So this one is gravies, so I've got all my different gravies, and I've got like a cheese granules there. But having the handle on is really good because you can just pull it out, hold it, find what you need and pop it back. It's working so well, and definitely going to be getting at least one more, if not more than that. I have other storage boxes in there that are working, but I do love these ones because they've got the handle on. It's really useful. So I've just had to pop out into the kitchen to get my next item because it's a bit big and I forgot to get it, and it's my mop. One of those spray mops, and it's leaking on me. It's the Addis, is that how you say it? I will link it below. And this is where you put your liquids. I've just got Sephora in there. I don't remember which favourites video it was, I'll try and find it and link it for you, but I shared the cordless Dyson with you as a favourite, and having this mop alongside the cordless Dyson has been absolutely amazing. I love a clean and tidy house, but I really don't like cleaning. I think I possibly would like it better if I could do it without children around. Having these products has just made it so much easier, and yes, they do come at a cost. Actually, the mop isn't that expensive, but like the Dyson was quite expensive. But I feel like in order to do the jobs that you need to around your house, sometimes you have to invest in those things. I now vacuum and mop the floor back there every single day, and I'm not like some crazy woman that can't like leave a few crumbs, but it's so easy to do. And why not just clean up the mess that they've made while eating, because then it's clean for the rest of the day, and we can't block off that area to the boys. It's just part of our living room, it's the back end of our living room, so I really want it to be clean. I don't really want them to find old food on the floor, and I want it to be ready for the next time that they eat. It's just made it so much easier. I can hold Fraser in my arms, who is a big boy. It's not easy now that he's getting bigger, but I'm able to hold him in my arms, vacuum up with the Dyson, and then use my mop, and I'm not having to get buckets out and plug things in. It's just so much easier. It's just absolutely brilliant. And I know I'm getting a bit excited over some cleaning products, but when you've got to do these things all the time, these are the things that you get excited about. Having this mop, it was definitely the right companion to the cordless vacuum cleaner, because it's something I can do easily and on a daily basis. There is me getting a bit excited about a mop, but that's what my life has come to at the moment. So my next favourite should definitely be the floor. So that wooden floor there, we have loved having the wooden floor back there. I have mentioned it before in vlogs. Basically, Keith took up the carpet on the back end of our living room to kind of divide the rooms. We've talked about it for such a long time, and as some of you will know, he was made redundant, or he was kind of on the process of being made redundant, so he has spent some time off work. I think it was around 3 months in the end that he was off work, and in that time we decided to do some jobs in the house. So we got the floor done and the pantry done, and it's something we talked about to create an eating area so that we could easily clean up, rather than putting mats down all the time, and just easier with kids, and it's been brilliant. We also took up the lino in the kitchen, so it's wooden all the way through from the kitchen through to that area. We kind of discussed doing the wooden floor in the living room as well, but with winter on the way, it's just a bit too cold for my liking. I know you can put rugs down, I just prefer a carpet, and I think it works quite well with having the split, kind of dividing the two rooms, so that makes it like the dining end of the room and this is the living room, so it kind of works really well. But I'm so glad that we spent the time and a bit of money. It wasn't a lot of money because Keith did the actual work and labour, but I'm so glad that we did it. It's been brilliant. Another favourite of mine has been my Fitbit. I have it on now. This is a Fitbit Charge 2. I held out for a long time to get this. It's actually my birthday this coming week, although it might have already passed. It will have already passed by the time you see this video. But I had some money from my birthday last year, and I held on to that money, and I decided that I wanted a Fitbit, but I didn't have enough money in the cash that I had in the house. But I knew I had some money in the bank that was mine for my birthday, but money got really tight. We didn't really have the money sat there anymore, but I had it kind of in an account on my spreadsheet. Anyway, there was a sale on with Amazon Prime. We signed up to it by mistake a few months ago, and we've kept it because Tommy likes some of the programs on there and it's not too expensive. But they had a really good sale on the Fitbit. It's usually around £120, and it was for £70 or £80. I had the money that I had in the house, I had the money that I had in the bank, and I had a voucher from my sister. So basically it was going to be free with the money that I had sat there. So I treated myself, and I'm so glad that I did. I have lost a little bit of weight, but that's probably because I've been poorly, but it has encouraged me to get out walking. I was doing so well prior to getting poorly. I was going out for walks most days and really pushing myself to kind of hit my targets. Gives you a few targets, and one of them is climbing stairs, but because I live in an area that's hilly, if I go for a walk it registers like 20 flights of stairs, because there's so many hills, and basically it's have you gone up so many meters. So depending on where I walk will depend on how many imaginary flights of stairs I climb up. But yeah, it's really encouraged me to get out and walk. The other thing that it's encouraged me on is my sleeping. If you wear it at night, it will register kind of your sleeping pattern and how long you're sleeping for, and I'm guessing it takes it from like your pulse and you not moving and those kind of things. But it was registering that I was only sleeping around 4.5 hours of sleep a night, which is not enough. I am a person who needs 8 hours of sleep. Impossible at the moment with 2 young children, but I need to be aiming closer towards the 6-hour mark or 7-hour mark, not 4.5 hours. And it's not because our baby was waking all the time. He wakes early. Sorry about the lighting, it's going a bit brighter again. It's not because he wakes all night. He wakes early, and I have no control over that. You know, this morning I think our 2-year-old Tommy came into me around 6 o'clock, maybe before 6 o'clock. Yesterday our baby Fraser woke about 5 o'clock. I have no control over that, but I do have control over what time I go to bed at night, and that's where I've improved things by going to bed a bit earlier. So I have improved it loads. Instead of getting 4.5 hours on average, I'm getting more like 5.5 hours, sometimes 6 hours, and that's just on average. Sometimes I'm getting 7 hours sleep, so it has improved absolutely loads. My sleep isn't always brilliant. I sometimes wake quite a bit during the night and I'm not getting a lot of deep sleep, but at least I'm in bed for longer, which I wasn't before. So that's another thing that it has encouraged me on. I knew that already, but seeing it on paper or on my app on the phone was a real kind of wake-up call that I needed to be going to bed earlier in the evening. Another favourite have been these sandals from Next. I'm not sure what the actual name for this style is. I've seen other people wear them and I was a bit unsure because I usually like to have a strap over my ankle, and when I first got these, I think I got the 6.5, and I'm normally a 7, but I'm kind of in between sizes, but I decided to go for a 6.5, and at first I thought I'd made the mistake that I should get the 7, but as the leather they kind of did stretch, and so I'm definitely glad that I got the 6.5. My feet do walk out of them a bit now. At first they didn't, but they do a bit now. But they still stay on, and I have walked around the lavender gardens and around town, and they've done really well. So yeah, definitely glad that I got these. They were a nice little purchase for the summer, because all I had really was my Skechers, and I wanted something a bit nicer to wear that wasn't heels and were comfortable but also nice to look at. And my next item is a dress. I will try and show you, but I will insert a picture so you can see as well. And it's this dress from eBay, but it's a really nice dress to wear. Very simple, very easy, very light, and yeah, a good buy. Has a little cap sleeve, and it's nice kind of on the neckline. It's not too low but also not too high. Like this is quite high for me. I would normally like things a bit lower. It just suits me a bit better. So yeah, that was a really good purchase. It was either £8 or £10. If I can find it, I will link it below. There's loads of different colours. The last time I looked, they also had a denim style one, which may even work into the autumn. So yeah, not bad for £8 or £10. I now have a couple of items for the boys. One item for Tommy is this Paw Patrol book. We were actually given this, but I have seen it in the shops, and they've got other kind of stories as well, the characters as well. It's got a story at the front. It's a board book as well, and at the back, I can't really lift it up too high, but at the bottom they've got all the vehicles and the little characters, the Paw Patrol characters, which look like this. So it's just a little character, so they've got them all and their little vehicles that go with them. And then there's a big mat, which is like a scene from the Paw Patrol. He has loved reading this at night and also playing with it. He hasn't pulled it out for the last couple of weeks, but over the summer he definitely was. And there were some mornings that I would go into his bedroom, and if he gets up early, he sometimes comes into us, but often if he doesn't want to go back to sleep or stay still, we send him back into his bedroom to play. And he's got this off his shelf and just sat there. He's lined up all the little Paw Patrols and just looked at the book, and it's so cute. It's got all the little Paw Patrols and their vehicles all lined up. Yeah, it's a cute little book, and they do have some of the ones that I probably would like to get for him, if they've got any that he knows the story to. But it's a nice little book, and it's not that expensive. I think it was around £4 or £5 if I remember rightly, but this was given to us. And a favourite for Fraser, not his favourite, I'm not too sure what his favourite thing has been over the summer. He's loved playing with Tommy's toys, but he doesn't really play with them, he mostly just kind of wafts them around, bangs them together. But a favourite of mine for Fraser was the snooze shade. I haven't got it here, it's possibly in the car, but I will try and insert a picture. It's basically a shade for the pushchair. If you have kids and have ever tried to use one of those parasols, they're an absolute nightmare. Just because it's sunny doesn't mean it's going to be not going to be windy, and it can be quite windy where we live, and they just blow everywhere. And then even if it's not windy, you try and get it in the right direction, and then you turn a corner and it's in the wrong direction, and it doesn't really cover them that well. You have to be really, really careful about putting blanket, even muslin cloths over their pushchair. You think it's safe because it's just a thin muslin cloth, but it has been proven that the temperatures can rise dramatically very, very quickly, because there's no way for air to flow. So you have to be really, really careful about that. And this is a shade that you can either put over the pushchair like you would a blanket, and it kind of tucks down the bottom. And there is a zip down the front which you can then open to have a look in if you need to, or you can attach it kind of over the hood of the pushchair and attach it around the handlebars. I've got a double pushchair, so I've attached it between the two seats before, and it's just really, really versatile. It's basically just a bit of like mesh material with a zip on, with some like elastic around the outside and Velcro straps. So you just basically find whatever way you can attach it to your pushchair, and it's safe because it's mesh. The air can flow, and your children, your baby, shouldn't get too hot, because you have to be really careful. It might not seem too warm like for you, but if you're trapping the heat in there, and it just gets hotter and hotter. So that has been really good. We have had an absolute scorcher of a summer, and I like to walk, as I already mentioned, and Fraser has got such delicate skin. He I think might be a little bit ginger. He's definitely blonde, and I do put sun lotion or sunblock on his skin, but you're not really meant to pre 6 months. And even since he's turned 6 months, I still worry that I haven't got every single bit of his skin, and so that just kind of gave me peace of mind that his skin was covered when he wasn't wearing many clothes. So if he was just wearing a little t-shirt and shorts, he wasn't going to burn, because I do really worry about that. I have burnt in the past, and I don't want my children to burn, and both boys have got quite fair skin, but particularly Fraser. He is so fair. That's all my favourites for the summer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.